Hi, everybody. Hey, today, this is Ronnie Reno live, and I'm none other than Ronnie Reno. So, anyway, come on in. We're on Facebook and on the internet, and what a great treat in store for me today, and I'm sure for you too. I get to interview some of my heroes in this music industry, and we've got really some great news for you, talking about some new stuff that basically one of my heroes has done, and I was fortunate enough to be involved with him, and I was asked to participate, and I was sure glad I was able to do that. But I'm sure you've probably already seen some of it on Facebook. We sort of released it earlier this morning, but it gives me a great honor to bring on Mr. Bobby Osborne with me this morning. Hey, Bobby, how are you doing?
Doing real good, Ronnie. It's good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you too. And as always, congratulations on the new project. My goodness, you've always seemed to amaze me with that voice of yours, of the longevity. And of course, some people are blessed with that kind of a voice, and you've got one of them. I love your voice, Bobby, and love what you do.
Well, I love it too. For that goes.
Well, what's the great thing about it is your voice is so pure, and it always has been. It's just the only way I can define it is the big round notes that comes out of your body for the singing, and it's never changed. It's from the first time I heard you until I heard you do the song we're going to talk about today. And how do you keep it in that kind of shape all these years? How have you done that?
I don't know. Well, when I was 37 years old, I realized right there, if I didn't start taking care of myself, why I wouldn't be around too long. So I started at 37, and I just everything that would harm my singing at all, I let it go. So. And then I concentrated on that more than I did anything else, and so it just hung right with me. And I know this from past experience for some of the guys that was before me. Their voices kind of, when they got up around 70, their voices kind of faded out, and they was not on key real well. And I worried about mine until I got that age, and I just kept on singing and recording and everything, and it just seemed like it just not any problem at all for me to stay on key with my songs and the volume I had with my voice, and how high I could sing with it, and still get a good quality out of it, and low also. So there's a lot of, it's just I just set out to. I knew that I felt like I had a voice that was different from anybody else, and now that my voice is not like anybody's. Everybody thought I was trying to copy Bill Monroe all the time because he had a high voice, and people, But I never tried to. When I was probably 20 years old, I never tried to copy nobody. I just sang, and ever how it came out. It just kept getting better all the time, and better.
Well, your voice is so pure, Bobby, and it's not got the high rasp that a lot of times people that sing in the high registers. Yours was always just as pure in B natural and C as anybody's voice was in the key of G. That's what always amazed me is how round your notes are, and how I guess the wind that you put behind those notes has got a lot to do with it too. The breathing. But anyway, congratulations on the way you're singing, and congratulations on this brand new project that you're doing. I was fortunate enough to be asked to sing with you, and of course, as we know, for many years I did sing with you and your brother Sonny as the Osborne brothers, and one of the greatest treats of my life was to sing with you and Sonny. It was just like a pipe organ. I enjoyed it so much.
Well, it was good while it lasted.
You bet it was. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm going to bring in another, and we're going to talk about today live about the new project, and actually you went in and recorded I Can't Stop Loving You, which is a song written by Don Gibson. And of course, you did it the way Bobby Osborne would do it. And I know if Don was still with us, he would cherish this recording for sure. But also that was a part of this project was Mr. Glen Duncan, who is a dear friend of ours. And Glen also worked with you and Sonny for quite a few years, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Sure did.
Glen Duncan, here's one of the Bluegrass All-Stars, Mr. Glen Duncan. Come in here, Glen.
Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Bobby.
Hey, Glen.
How are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. How y'all?
We're wonderful. We're wonderful, and what a great way to, I think, to kick off Bobby's new project, I Can't Stop Loving You, is us talking about it through our Facebook and of course, YouTube and downloading and streaming and the new ways and the new paths that we go to create music now. But let me ask you, what was your thoughts when you first heard Bobby's vocal on I Can't Stop Loving You?
Well, I'll tell you what, Bobby's been amazing me since the first time I ever met him, and even since before I met him, the first time I ever heard him. And then once I met him and we started working together all the time, there never was a night that you weren't amazed by Bobby Osborne's singing. And I mean, that's every single night. And I've told this story 1,000 times, so this is 1,001. One of the things that always impressed me so much about Bobby was the bigger the show, the greater he did. And he never said anything about it. He never said, watch this. He just walked right out there, and the way he went about his business went up to even another level. But when I heard him singing, I Can't Stop Loving You, and we'll play that, I'm sure. And we get down towards the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He amazed me one more time.
Well, the great thing about Bobby is when the red light comes on, so does he.
That is exactly right. And that's a good way to put it right there. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. I remember those shows, and if there was 10,000 people out there, then Bobby kicked into another gear. I mean, really, and Bobby, it's just accolades to you, but of that voice you have, and of course you directed it which way you wanted it to go, but also Glen is telling you from the heart that we're so proud to have been singing with you and playing with you. And
oh gosh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, how this song came up today, I Started Loving You Again. Not that one.
I Can't Stop Loving You. Yeah.
Hugh Moore. I did a thing with him with Billy Troy, and one day I got this message from Hugh, and he said, "I want to do another video," and said, "You'll be the feature guy on it," So I was tickled to death of that, But anyway, he said, be looking at over some songs that you'd like to sing, And when I Can't Stop Loving You came out by Don Gibson, I've wanted to sing it ever since. And that's been a long time ago. I've wanted to sing that song. So that was the one I mentioned. And very much mentioned that Hugh said, that's the one we'll do. Let's just do that one there. So it started just like that. But the first time that I heard I Can't Stop Loving You, it fit so many people. And I just wanted to do it. And I had a chance to sing it. And you said, well, do that right there. But I had in my mind, I didn't want to sound like anybody else. And it's hard to do that with that song because so many people have recorded it,
Right.
But, yeah. We got in that last verse and I thought, boy, I got to do something to, and Bobby Jr., my son, he was sitting there with the controls, and I knew I had to try to do something. Well, I did the one line that had that one word. My voice didn't break on it, but I was just messing around with it, and it got that same word the last time, and I just tried it one time, and my voice broke a little bit there. Bod's turned around and he said, you ought to do that. I said, well, I don't know if I can do it again or not. He said, you said the word earlier, but said, say it different this time and put that on it.
Yeah, boy.
we came to that part, and boy, and I tried it again, and it worked perfect. When it happened, Boss turned around and he said he just motioned his hands, keep going on. Anyway, when I heard that back, I thought, ain't used to be trying that no more. You know?
No, sir.
Oh yeah, you got my attention when you did
Mine
it.
too. Just like you signed your name right there.
Exactly. And of course, the ending, as always, you put a Bobby Osborne ending on it, and
ain't that the truth?
it's for those who haven't seen it yet. When we get through, you can go right back to my Facebook page or Bluegrass Music TV Facebook. We're going to have it every which way we can today, and of course, with the internet. It's out there now, Bobby. You can't take it back. So everybody's going to go get it for sure.
I want to give it along to somebody else. I don't want. I've done that.
No, it's I'm actually as I said earlier, and Glenn, I know you are too. Proud to be a part of this.
Oh my gosh!
In video,
absolutely.
And the way we're doing things now, I think with the new way we are promoting things, it's not just going to be an audio record anymore. You're going to put video with it, and that's the art that we do with bluegrass, is actually watching it being done with bluegrass entertainers. You know,
so true. Yeah,
but it's just wonderful. It sure is. Well, we need to bring in the gentleman that produced this too, I guess, Mr. Hugh Moore. Hugh, are you with us?
I'm here. Yeah, there I am.
Come in. Congratulations on producing this thing with Bobby, and we appreciate you asking Glenn and I, and of course other people with it too. The one thing I wanted to bring up today about this was I know Bobby is comfortable with steel guitars, and so is Glenn, and so am I. Mm-hmm. But what made you decide to put a steel guitar on this record?
Bobby and I, we talked about it when we. Well, the highlight of my year, I think, was having Bobby Osborne sing on the telephone to me, sing that song. That's pretty unique, you know. You don't get that.
Boy. We
were trying it in different keys, and he'd get it up, and the thing is, he still thinks in a musical sense, totally like he would say, and I don't know. He'd say, well, if I do that in D, we'll be up in here, and if I go to E, I'll be that high note will be up in an F sharp. Just total awareness of his range and the music. And I'm just like, whatever you just say. And he sang it, which we ended up doing it in E, and he sang it, and it was like, that's going to be really good. So that's kind of how we worked it out, was over the phone. But these pandemic videos are kind of, and we've talked about, all of us have talked about this. There's no pressure. I mean, you're not in a studio with a bunch of people standing around in the room waiting to get. Bobby would just do it when he felt like doing it. And I suppose you do it one day and you don't like the way it sounds, you do it again. I know Bobby's son, Bobby Jr. Baj, for those that don't know, he has all the technical stuff there. And so it's really a fun way to do music, because there's no pressure. And, we just all do it when we get to it, and we come back and we listen to it, and then we change what we need to change.
Oh yeah, for sure. And of course, using the steel guitar, and of course, Glenn, you're so used to using playing with all kinds. For those that don't know, Glenn is one of the big session players here in Nashville, and has played with the greats, all of them really. But what did you think? You put your fiddle on after they had the rhythm track, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yep. They had the rhythm track and Bobby's vocal.
Yes.
So that's the way I went about it. Was everything I was thinking about was helping Bobby tell the story, because he was telling the story. It's like when a man's at home plate and you see him hit a home run. You trying to just help him tell the story of the home run. And
you bet.
That's exactly the way it was. Yeah.
That's the way I felt too. Whenever Hugh sent me the version of it, and I kept saying, "Hey, I've got to hear more harmonies." And of course, Bobby was just knocking the back of the house out with that vocal. And so, what a treat for me to be able to go back and do some of the harmonies like I did with he and Sonny many years ago. But you've always been real good at taking your fiddle and sort of feeling what the singer is doing.
Yeah, that's what exactly what I've always done, and I've that's what I listen to whenever I'm playing on anything. I'm in fact I've thought a lot about it because you get asked a lot over time. Well, how'd you learn how to play backup and all that kind of thing? And really, the way I've always gone about it, right from day one, was when I would stand on a stage, like when I stood on a stage with Bobby. If I stood on a stage with Bill Monroe, whoever it was, Reba McEntire, whoever, the whole time they were singing, I looked right at them. That's what I did. That's why I always like to work stage right, where I was looking to the left, because I would look at them the entire time.
Sure.
And you would get drawn in, because the whole thing about a world-class Rolls-Royce singer is it's how they tell the story of the song. And so you get drawn into that, and you feel it too. And the beauty of it is you're feeling it in the moment. That's what I've always loved about it. It's a living, breathing thing. Because, if you did it 5 times, it'd be 5 different ways. But everything they're doing, you're following with them. And that, to me, that's the most fun thing about playing the fiddle. I always said that if I could only do one aspect of being a fiddle player, it would be to play backup with a great singer, a Bobby Osborne. That's the best part about it. I'd give up fiddle tunes, I'd give up solos and everything else, but boy, being able to play backup and help a singer, that's the best. That's the best. My favorite part of music.
Well, that's the way I always approached singing harmony. Glenn was the phrasing. Who was singing lead at the time, which was Bobby. I mean, I was trying to phrase exactly with the way he was phrasing, sort of leading everything. And of course, it takes the 4 quarters to make the dollar when you get a project done like that we have just done. And so, hats off. You did some great, and I love the harmony things that you and Bobby, actually, Bobby, you played some mandolin. It's very, the break y'all took on the mandolin and the fiddle, I thought was so tasty. I love that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we used to do a lot of that. Bobby and I used to play a lot of stuff where it'd be fiddle and mandolin. Then we also played a lot of twin fiddles together, which was always which was always a great thing. And we started doing it on the Opry some. Bobby and I were talking about this the other day. We started doing it on the Opry some, and man, it would go over so well that we did it more and more, where we would even do, like play a ballad like Tammy or something like that, one of the great melodies, and do it with the twin fiddles. And so me and Bobby playing mandolin and fiddle together, that was a natural thing to do right there.
Well, speaking of twins, Bobby, I know you remember this stuff. Me and you used to play a lot of twin mandolins. We recorded some of the things many years ago together with our twin mandolins, and we played constantly when I was with Bobby and Sonny.
We did too. Mm-hmm. We did too. Loved it. I was
with them. I think, was it 68 to 73? I think Bobby was my tenure with you and Sonny, and I think we played the whole time I was with them.
We did too. Yeah. We did too, and I love that. And I tell you, I miss that a lot. I miss that a lot. That was the greatest thing. We'd start playing music the minute the bus left, and we'd quit playing music when the bus came back. Same at the Opry. We'd be at dressing room number 2, and we'd play the whole time.
Bobby and I used to, whenever we'd finish a show, we might get together and pick some. Bobby, I know you've got a story of me and you playing up in Virginia one time.
Oh, I got to tell you that. That's a classic. If I was glad to be a part of that too. I'll tell you.
Well, tell them about it. We got time. We got plenty of time today for sure.
Well, Ronnie and Dale Sled was with me and Sonny then, and we played Crew, Virginia, and so we go down there and put the show on. We had a motel room to go to after that. So we went to this motel. We needed 3 rooms. We only had 2. So he said, "Well, the man told me." He said, "Well, there's one right down the road here." He said, "I might get you another room down there." So he called and got us to the room down there. Well, so Ron and me chose to go down there and stay in that one room there. Sonny and Dale Sled stayed up in the other two rooms. And so we went down there and got in that room, and on the way down there, why I told Ronnie, I said, well, we'll have plenty of time. I said, let's just get them two mammals, take them in the room and just sit there and play as long as we want to. He said, well, that suits me. So we took us a few little drinks with us down there, you know, and well, you know, and a sandwich or two with us. So we just locked ourselves in the room and sat down and started playing the two mammals and just harmony on everything, you know.
Yeah.
It was probably about 11 o'clock at night when we checked in down there, but we sat there all night. Sit there all night and played the mandolins, you know. And about 5 o'clock the next morning, just all of a sudden we heard some guy cough, you know. This guy just coughed, you know. And I said, what was that? Ronnie said, some guy coughed. I don't know where he's at, but we didn't know where he come from. You know? We stopped playing right there because we heard that so clear. You know, this guy just coughed at 5 o'clock in the morning. So all of a sudden we just quit playing, and all of a sudden we heard of the commode flush and the guys turning on and water running in there. You know, and I thought, man, it must be somebody close by us. You know, and this guy. Just the one guy's all that was in there because he's the only one we heard a cough. We heard him taking a shower. The sound was that bad between those rooms, you know.
Yeah.
So we just shut up, you know. And finally, about 6 o'clock, the guy he opened the front door, and we heard his car start. Started his car up, and of course, he got all his stuff loaded up and everything, and put it in his car. And he come back. We could hear him walking around in that room. And so when he come back, why? All of a sudden, I don't know what he had in his hands or nothing. I mean, he might have took his fist in that, but he beat on that wall 15 minutes. I mean, just beat. We thought it was going to be a hole in the wall. I mean, then when he quit, he walked out the door and he slammed the door. We thought he was just come on over and knock on our room and get on to us. Keeping him up all night, you know. He shut the door and we heard the door slam in his car, and it started and he drove off. And here's a case where we kept that guy up all night long. And he never said a word about it until he got it. But when he left, he just come in there and just about beat the wall down, paying us back, you know. So that all happened, and we never knew who the guy was, and he didn't know who we was. You know?
Well, he sure got a dose of mandolin picking. I'm gonna tell you.
Didn't he? Yeah.
He listened from 11 o'clock to 5
in the morning.
Somewhere around 4:30, it got on his nerves. Huh?
I'd say so.
He got a
special guy, you might think.
Yeah. Red Wing for the 32nd time.
He got on his other nerve, you know.
Yeah.
Glenn, you probably got a funny too. Whenever you was traveling with Bobby and Sonny, can you reflect back on any of the funny things? You know, the good things happen when you're out there together because it's a brotherhood, and
yeah, boy,
you really have fun too, along with being able to perform and play music. But I know you've got one or two.
Yes, I'll tell you, one of my favorites actually with Bobby was actually even before I went to work with them. I was 21 years old, and Paul Mullins had just quit the Boys from Indiana, and so they hired me and 21-year-old Glenn to come in and play fiddle. And we were playing a place called Haspin Acres, which was in Laurel, Indiana. It was a festival. And that would have been Aubrey Holt, Jerry Holt, Harley Gabbard, Noah Crace, and me. And we were standing in they used to do they did all of Aubrey Holt's great songs, original material. But they would do Cabin in Caroline and do it high lead with Aubrey Holt singing lead. It was really like a Osborne Brothers arrangement of it, and Harley Gabbard singing low tenor. And so Bobby came on the bus while we're rehearsing, getting ready to go out on stage. And Harley Gabbard had some of his world famous fried chicken in there. And he said, Bobby, you got to have it. Bobby, get you some of this fried chicken right here. While it's fresh off, get you some grease. So Bobby, yeah, oh yeah, didn't spare the grease. You cooked with lard, and which is true. And oh yeah. And so Bobby's got him a chicken leg, and boy, it was out of this world great. And he's standing there. I mean, he didn't even wasn't room to sit down because we're all just standing up playing Cabin in Carolina, KFC. Bobby's standing there with that chicken leg drumstick. Just when you're looking at me, going, "Wow, this is good, man." I said, "Boy, I said, "Boy, that's pretty good for breakfast, isn't he?" He said, "Man, you can't beat it. You just can't beat it." And they do the first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus, sing the third verse. Time for the third chorus. Bobby's got him a full mouthful. I mean, a mouthful of fried chicken. He's just taking the last big hunk off that chicken leg, standing there, nodding his head. And Harley Gabbard leans over to him and goes, "Get it, Bobby." Mouthful of fried chicken. Bobby steps right up with a mouthful of fried chicken. Key of C. Harley doesn't sing the low tenor. And Bobby proceeds to sing the tenor on Cabin in Caroline in the key of C, not one note of falsetto, heaven in the shadow, full voice. And of course, Harley does the full, oh gosh, sings the entire chorus, full voice, key of C, no falsetto, with a mouthful of fried chicken. And it's like, yeah, Superman.
Yeah, well, I've seen him do this too. I've got to tell this story on you, Bobby. I really do. We was playing up in Detroit, Michigan, I do believe, and of course we had been on touring quite a while, and it was playing at I believe it was someplace up there. I forgot exactly where it was, but I do know there was another tenor singer in the
right
in the audience, or Bobby knew who he was, and he had a bluegrass band up there in the Michigan area, and he sang high. And of course, a lot of them always thought that they could sing higher than Bobby.
Oh, big mistake.
Well, they all thought they could do it, and
I know, yeah,
and do it a little higher than that. Well,
yeah,
I forget the guy said something to Bobby. It was either before we went on or something like that, and he was insinuating that he could do Ruby, better than Bobby or higher or whatever. Well, I do remember that night we actually Bobby, we was getting ready to do. I think it was Ruby, if I'm not mistaken, Bobby. But anyway, Bobby said, "Let's do it in F tonight," which is 2 frets higher than D.
Yeah.
And the guy had insinuated that he could sing it in E, and so Bobby said, "Let's do Ruby in F tonight." And we said, "Okay, all right." And we started on Ruby, and Bobby sang the whole thing in F, and never. He could have done it every night, but at the end of that, I looked around for that guy, and he was nowhere to be found.
No, he left a sadder but wiser man.
He sure did.
He sounded great to himself singing it at the house. And then when he came up against the man, the complete truth was just pounded right on his head.
Bobby blew everything he ever thought he could do after that. You know,
Yeah, he quit the
he was
business.
nowhere to be found.
No,
And
no. He
never
sold
seen
the house the next morning. Yeah.
I have got to, Bobby, we got to go back a little bit, and I've heard you tell this several times, but the time, you know, the many years you spent with your brother Sonny, and hats off to Mr. Sonny Osborne today. We'll do a big shout out to Sonny. But you and him, y'all really did some wonderful music together. But I've heard you tell the story about Rocky Top, and of course, for those, I don't know anybody that don't know what a standard is, but for sure you know that Rocky Top was a standard. Bobby, if you don't mind, tell us the story about finding the song Rocky Top and what an influence it's been on your life.
Well, we were getting ready to do a session records for session for Decca Records, and we lived right across the lake from where Boudreaux and Felice lived. And Sonny had went over there we were going to do a session in a couple of days, and Sonny had just went over to Boudreaux's house and was going through some songs, and so he come across Boudreaux had been working on Rocky Top, you know, but he didn't have it finished. So I went over there, and we had done a song called Roll Muddy River, and the Wilburn brothers did Roll Muddy River, but they did it in a different time, and they did it in a slow time and sing it kind of fast. I guess if that's any way to explain it. And when we got a hold of it, they wanted us to record it. We just turned and did it reversed, and we sung it slow and played it fast, and that was the way we did it. Well, when Boudreaux was sitting there singing Rocky Top, he was singing Rocky Top the same way that the Wilburn brothers did Roll Muddy River. So I thought to myself, man, we could turn that around and do that like we did Roll Muddy River, and make a better song out of it for us. So I was telling Boudreaux about it right then. He says, "Oh Christ," he said, "just do it any way you want to." He said, I told him, I said, "Well, can you finish it?" And he says, "Hell yes, I'll finish that right now." He got busy and finished the song, and we took it to the studio, and of course we were working with the Wilburn brothers and signed with their publishing company and all that, you know. So, but Rocky Top also, Boudreaux and Felice Bryant had a publishing company of their own, so they wanted to publish Rocky Top. We waited till the last song to do Rocky Top on that session. We took it out there, and we got down to running over Rocky Top. Here, Owen Bradley come out of the studio, and he says, "What's this?" No, Teddy Wilbur. He was in the studio with Owen Bradley. He come out there, he said, "What's this?" I said, "It's a song that Boudreaux and Felice Bryant wrote. We thought we'd record it." He said, "Is this a Surefire song, Surefire music?" I said, "No, it's a Boudreaux Bryant song." He says, "Well, we want you to do Surefire songs instead of that." And I said, "Well, this here it was such a natural." I said, "Roll Muddy River was a good one for us." I said, "We wanted it about the same type of song arrangement, whatever." And Teddy stood there for a minute. He says, "Well," he said, "they're good friends of ours." He says, "So go ahead and do it then." So we got to working on Rocky Top, and finally it just fell right into place right there. And that one little place where you go on the break in the middle of it, where the banjo and the mandolin comes in on that last part, you hear them on the original cut. You hear the mandolin hit the last little lick on it.
Yeah,
that wasn't supposed to be there, but it was supposed to be there. But the rest of the band, they never hit that one last little lick, and I hit it on the mandolin, and that. So Owen Bradley said, "That ain't gonna hurt it. That's a good cut." Says, "Just let that go. It ain't gonna hurt it one bit."
And it did. It sure didn't.
We got we got to do Rocket Top, and we didn't. Yeah, we wanted to wait for a while before we didn't want to start singing it until it was released on record.
Right.
And heck, I went about 6 months before Decca released it, and so I just fooled around and forgot the lyrics to it. I mean, I just completely forgot them. And we went up to see Ralph Emery one night on an all-night show, and he'd been playing My Favorite Memory, which was on the other side of it, and it was the A side. So while we was there, he said, "Well, I've been playing My Favorite Memory." He said, "I'm going to turn it over and play the other side of it." And when he turned it over, that was Rocket Top. When he played Rocket Top, his board just lit up like a pure bunch of candles out through there.
Wow.
And, he said, "Boy," and people wouldn't hear it again. And I think Ralph, he played it again, And so that's where it's really started right there. And every time we've seen Ralph like after that, he said, "I broke that in for you right there."
Yeah, boy.
I said,
Did he ever?
Boy. Yeah.
Come on.
So,
Well, you talk about history, and of course, all artists look for a signature song, and of course, Bobby, that one was one that is basically that could be it was your whole career song right there. That took you to another place in the music industry, and congratulations to. Well, it's so funny when hearing you tell it twice. You could have almost missed that cut of Rocky Top. Once with Teddy Wilburn, and the next time with wanting to recut it because you hit that one note on the mandolin. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah,
It was meant to be.
Yeah,
My God.
Meant to be. That's right.
Yes. Well, congratulations on it. I do want to, before we leave again today, I do want to talk a little bit more about I Can't Stop Loving You and this new project that you're doing with Hugh. And of course, Glenn, I know feels the same way I do. We were honored to be a part of it. I had retired last year, and of course, I'm still in retirement, but I would come out of retirement anytime for Bobby Osborne.
Anytime. That's exactly right. Any day, anytime.
Such a treat for me, and I do appreciate you asking me, Bobby. Go ahead.
And doing that, I'd like to mention just one thing. In doing that, I did the vocal on that. I did it right here in our studio, in my son Bobby Jr.'s studio.
Yes.
And so I want to give him a lot of credit for helping me get that song together. Like it was his idea that I do that little yodel thing on the on the end of it.
Yeah.
It broke once, and he said, "Boy, if you could do that again," he said, and I said, "I can't do that anymore." But I tried it and it worked, and that was his idea for me to do that.
Yeah. Oh, well, congratulations to Bosch too. I
Absolutely
came to your house and was able to put my part on it too. And of course, Bosch, he engineered me and also the video part. So thanks, Bosch. I appreciate it.
Bosch.
For sure. But well, guys, I've just enjoyed this so much. I do want to thank Sammy Passamano also for handling all of our engineering today on Bluegrass Music TV, and by all means, everybody out there on the social media and all this stuff, go listen to this. It'll make your day. I kid you not. I Can't Stop Loving You by Bobby Osborne. Bobby, hats off again to a wonderful performance, and hopefully you'll do some more of this stuff. This was really good.
Well, that's huge. Ask him and see.
I didn't want to put him on the spot, but we may.
I was going to, but I'll let you all ask him.
I'll tell you what, Bobby, thank you for being with me today. And Glenn, always thank you. And Hugh, you too. But I was going to get Glenn, if Bill Monroe or Ralph Stanley or Lester Flatt would sign off today, Glenn, how do you think they would sign the show off? Do you mind go ahead and signing it off for us?
Oh, absolutely. I think we've had a wonderful day here, and we're some of the greatest men that I think have ever been in bluegrass music, and I'm awful proud of every one of them. And of course, I'm awful proud of myself too. But I want everybody to remember now to take good care here, and thank you, and we'll see you
You
later.
later. Thank y'all. Bye bye. See you later.